Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. As you see right here, the main event, Kenny Omega takes on Willa Yuta. And Willa Yuta continuing his momentum after keeping pinfalls over Omega, or will Omega find a way to distinguish over Yuta. We'll talk about that. Speaking of that, the rematch from the Orange Cup Classic from last year, Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Once again, can Brother Britt Baker defeat Ruby Soho one more time? Or Ruby Soho find a way after a year ago when she lost the World Cup Classic? Also, too, we'll hear from former AEW champions Chris Jericho and John Moxley on their respective segments on what's going on as well. Kicking off as well, the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland team once again to take on the team of international champion Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. And in the beginning of the Blind Eliminator match, MJF and Adam Cole, Strange Bedfellows, be in action in the Blind Eliminator match. All this more on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report, and it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dixon. Glad you can join us in the Pro Wrestling Show for the AEW Ring Report. Thank you for watching. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right, we got a lot to get to. We ain't gonna waste no time whatsoever. A lot of matches. Let's get it started with this. The Blind Eliminator. As you see right here, we told you in the beginning of the show. AEW champion MJF team up with Adam Cole to take on Daddy Magic and the Butcher in a Blind Eliminator match. Tony Schiavone said that he was the one that put them two in the drawing. And lo and behold, them two are now got the coexist. No, Adam Cole does not like that one bit, but he has the team with MJF. Things did get to a rocky start. MJF and Adam Cole training in the gym at all places. You see MJF trying to get to know Adam Cole. Adam Cole does not want to get to know MJF. You can tell right here these gym poses of him. MJF and Adam Cole team in. They going to call it team better than you, baby, or something. Adam Cole did not like that one bit. Had the AEW cameras tag along. MJF doing presses. Adam Cole was impressed at first with MJF, but he got the one by MJF. MJF playing those games. And MJF doesn't know that Adam Cole doesn't know what's going on. I think Adam Cole has a good idea, but he's leading him on and stuff. Well, we know this. It got to the match. It was kind of like character development, character storyline. MJF, the cocky world champion, teamed up with Adam Cole, that could be his number one contender sooner rather than later. They teamed up in the Blind Eliminator match. MJF trying to mock Adam Cole poses left and right, even doing the signature Bay and stuff. Well, all we know is MJF and Adam Cole win the match. But at the end, little did we know it was a surprise. MJF threw Adam Cole's surprise birthday party. Today is Cole's 34th birthday. Adam Cole turns 34. Adam Cole was not amused by that, by the champion trying to rattle his feathers and stuff, even put him on a birthday hat as well. Adam Cole saying that they was talking about boundaries. We told you earlier this week. Like MJF really didn't get the memo on the message. MJF trying to do that. Well, at the end, Adam Cole decides to turn the tables on MJF. MJF was going to put smash his birthday cake on him. Adam Cole turned around and put it on MJF. with the MJF to go. Be a little bit disappointed. It had to be a little bit disappointing. MJF was trying to go all his way. Didn't work out for MJF. Adam Cole got the last laugh by putting the birthday cake on MJF. Speaking of that, we know this blood and guts. That's bad blood between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. Well, we know there are some missing members. We know the Elite and Blackpool Combat Club will meet in blood and guts. But there are empty spots on both sides. A lot of people are going in and going off. Well, we don't know. Chris Jericho got an enticing offer from friend Don Callis. Don Callis wanted Chris Jericho to see if Chris Jericho would join him so they create a super faction. But those two conspiring minds, you know there's going to be some evil around AEW sooner or later. Jericho told him he'll give him a maybe, but he wasn't sure. One day, my Chris Jericho and Don Callis, they know how to make history. Don Callis is credited for bringing a match that started AEW between Jericho and Omega. You could see Jericho and Omega go again one on one inside this blood and guts war games cell. This will happen in 2 weeks. So we'll get to see that match coming down the road. Well, speaking of that, Harley Cameron came out there and she interrupted the Acclaim. I still think she still got a thing for Anthony Bowens. I guess she's gonna turn him not gay and stuff. I don't know, but Anthony Bowens is taken. Well, she had a message saying that she's the best singer in AEW, and everybody wants to see her. She's got that saber attitude. When the women want to come beat me, but the men come to see me, she got that saber attitude, and I think she's trying to figure out how a way to get Anthony Bowens to be straight. But Bowens is he's gay, so I mean, how you gonna do that? She's gonna have to try her womanly ways, but that didn't work last week. That the Bowens had embarrassed her and said that what he likes to do. So good luck with that. But we know she said that she left a message that look down no further. They're gonna come get revenge sooner rather than later. So they come from Holly Cameron. Surprised she didn't get her boyfriend ex partners in AEW. I mean, makes sense, but hey, it is what it is. But speaking of this, Matt Hardy found out he has a new tag team partner, and it's not his brother Jeff. It's a Jeff, all right, but it's not Jeff Hardy. It's Jeff Jarrett. Matt Hardy found out that him and Jeff Jarrett had to tag up in the blind eliminator. Now, the history between Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett dates back almost 5 years ago to the day when Matt Hardy was in Impact and Jeff Jarrett was running Impact as a booker. And Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett didn't see eye to eye. And I think Matt Hardy and his brother left and went to WWE a couple of weeks later. Matt Hardy teaming up with Jeff Jarrett. I think everything's cool now. But it's gonna be real interesting how you gonna play that storyline between Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. The air that feud. Who can forget Matt Hardy's wife at the time talking about hoop earrings with the kid? You got to find that one day. But hey. Well, we know this Saturday is the Collision show for the Owen Cup. So it's been the Owen Cup finals throughout. They've been trying to highlight the Owen Classic as the Collision theme. Collision. CM Punk left a message for Samoa Joe. He's saying that he needs to beat Joe. Joe saying the same thing. He needs this Owen Cup Classic. Samoa Joe will do anything. I mean, anything by means to do what he has to do. Samoa Joe and CM Punk meet this Saturday for Collision. Look for that. We're going to be doing the ring report this weekend for Collision as always. We'll keep you updated on the latest coming up. Well, we know this. Nick Wayne. You may not know who he is. He just turned 18 years old. Nick Wayne has signed a deal with AEW. He signed a deal about at least 2 years ago when he was 16 years old. Well, Nick Wayne has been in some vignettes as of late. and Nick Wayne has been training with Darby Allin. Darby Allin sort of like a mentor. Sting is a mentor to Darby. Darby is a mentor to Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne is ready, and Nick Wayne will get his match next week on AEW Dynamite. He'll take on the man who we're talking about right now, Nick Wayne. Takes on Swerve Strickland next week on his Dynamite debut. And Nick Wayne will take on Swerve Strickland. We'll see what Swerve will have to do and how will Swerve react coming up as well. But Swerve, speaking of Swerve, he was in tag team action, the Blind Eliminator, with former tag team partner Keith Lee. We know these two can't stand each other. They was once a formidable tag team. Now they are forced to team together due to the Blind Eliminator. We know Darby Allin versus Orange Cassidy. We know down the road they might have a championship match, probably Windmill or a Grand Slam or something. We know that Swerve didn't want to team up with Keith Lee. He was the last person that Keith Lee even wanted to be teaming with Keith Lee. Well, this team did try to get a win. Even Keith Lee tried to stump away on Darby Allin. I don't know why Darby Allin like to maim himself like that, but I don't know why he does that. But hey, it is what it is. Well, it didn't go as well as it did as you see right here. See, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin win their match over Keith Lee and Swerve. I think Keith Lee and Swerve just couldn't get get it done. That's what it was. They just couldn't work together as a cohesive unit and stuff. So hey, well, speaking of that, the women's we know is a rematch from last year. Britt Baker goes against Ruby Soho in the Women's Owen Cup quarterfinal. This was a year ago when these two women were in the finals, and Britt Baker won. Well, this time Britt Baker didn't win. Britt Baker had lost due to interference from women's champion Tony Storm and Paige. Britt Baker's dreams of winning the Owen this year have come shattered, so Britt Baker won't have a chance this year to go for the Owen. Uh, what else happened? Who is this? Can't tell who that was, but it was somebody. And finally, the main event. The main event was this Kenny Omega. I think it's Will you and Kenny Omega right there. I think, yeah. Will you versus Kenny Omega? Can Will you get another pinfall victory over Kenny Omega? He has done so in real big, high-profile matches. But this time, Will Yuta taking on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega did win the match, but at the end, it was this Heyman Adam Page came out of nowhere and attacked. Heyman Adam Page looking for a fight, and he spoiled it for a fight. You can tell the Dark Order was in the ring. I don't know what's going on. Heyman Adam Page got a lot going on. Even the Dark Order figure out that definitely a little more. So it's a lot of tension going on, but we just have to wait and see next week between that. But we know for one fact that that will end the AEW. But we know this. We know that Blood and Guts in 2 weeks. We'll see it. Um, Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. That's gonna be a match that's gonna highlight, you know what, down the road. But we're gonna see it coming up. So we're looking forward to seeing that in 2 weeks between the Blackpool Combat Club with a mystery partner, and the same with the Elite as a mystery partner. A lot of people are speculating it could be Jericho and Don Callis. Jericho and Don Callis. Jericho could add into the fray. Jericho knows a thing or two being in Blood and Guts with his team and stuff. So we could possibly see that coming sooner rather than later. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We're gonna move forward to wrestling hot topics on wrestling hot topics that talk about this. Eddie Kingston finally wins his first title in wrestling. Eddie Kingston win the New Japan Open Strong Championship. Eddie Kingston crying. I think Bully Ray saying Eddie Kingston didn't really need a title. He'll be like the Roddy Piper, Mr. Perfect of his time. You can fight for a title, but you don't really need it to be credible enough as you are. I think that's what he was saying. Well, we know this for a fact that Kingston on winning the title, here's what he said: I was just a street kid who did stupid things. I was able to do it, holding back tears. Anyone can do it. I think Eddie Kingston proved the fact that anyone can do it, and I think Eddie Kingston is living proof of that. So congratulations to Eddie Kingston, Mad Dog, Eddie Kingston, his win stuff. But speaking of that, we're hearing reports that Austin Theory could be losing the United States Championship before or at SummerSlam. There are intentional discussions of Theory losing championship. Uh, Theory was on the road this past April at WrestleMania, defeating John Cena. And then his momentum had stopped down and plummeted. They don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people, I think fans are even speculating that he needs to go against LA Knight. All that momentum that Knight has been shown over the past couple of months and stuff, as him being like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of his generation, that could probably help Austin Theory. And I think Theory dropping the title tonight, try to win the championship back. That could be the possibility at SummerSlam. We don't know yet, or they might just do it before SummerSlam when he gets there. So there's a lot of talk about that happening at the biggest part of the SummerSlam. He needs something because if they're gonna make him the face of WWE, they're gonna have to drastically do something. They're gonna have to do something drastically to do it eventually before or at or after SummerSlam. So let's see. Well, we talk about faces of WWE. We know that Austin Theory will one day become the face of WWE sooner rather than later. This was a interesting report right here saying that Arn Anderson said that Vince McMahon had to decide between John Cena, Randy Orton, and Batista to become the next face of his company. I think this probably was around 2004, 2005. I think he kind of made all of them like the face. They all came around the same time. If you recall, all of them came around the same time in the summer of 2002 when just about all of them was on the SmackDown brand, to be honest. Cena came that summer. Batista and Randy Orton came that spring. I think he Vince made the right choice on all of them. All of them became the face of WWE, but John Cena was the major face that you go out to the Take the Day show and he has and go out and publicity too. All of them have. Batista was the face of Raw for a minute, and then he went to SmackDown. He became a bigger star on SmackDown than he did on Raw. John Cena was the face of Raw. Randy Orton was the face as well. Randy Orton still with the WWE to this day since 2002, since debuting. So I would believe that Randy Orton's sort of like the unsung face of WWE. He has been there for the longest, so that's loyalty right there. Vince doesn't see that like that, but hey, it is what it is. All right. We're hearing reports. These are contract reports right here, allegedly, that are inspiring. We're hearing AJ Styles earlier this year, Alexa Bliss, she's pregnant. They could add more time to her due to her pregnancy. The Street Profits. We're hearing Ricochet, Randy Orton, Mustafa Ali, a lot of people. Drew McIntyre, he's still standing on. Butch, a lot of people with their contracts expiring in 2024. So Wade Barrett, a lot. So we could see that could be a possibility right there. Um, what else happening? We're hearing Roman Reigns, Jay, Roman. Cody was second for in repeat. So we don't know. Cody Rhodes ain't gonna never win that title. He wants the Universal title, but we had to wait and see. Speaking of that, we're hearing reports about Collision, about the ratings so far. Collision did 816,000 views and went down even more, 595 views. Now this week, 452. They saying Phil went from no hit, no meal field to half meal field less than a month. They had this mean. I think to me we had to wait and see, but the biggest test is going to be college football. Sometimes too, when you go against like a juggernaut like college football, whether it be on CBS, NBC, ESPN, ABC, that matter. That's your real test. And I think Collision, I think Tony Khan should really thought about that because you going on a Saturday and then college football come back in August and just gonna throw the dead out the pan right then and there. But they should have told him that, but he will have to see for himself and see how that's gonna play out. All right. We got any more? I'll tell you this: AEW signed with some streaming deal, so they're gonna be screaming Latin America. They're gonna have all the AEW packages. You're gonna have Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. So they're all gonna be on coming up sooner rather than later. So hey, it is what it is. With that, congratulations on AEW on that. And finally, this we heard this announced for Monday on Raw. Trish Stratus will be in the corner of her protege, Zoe Starks, will take on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch have a problem with Zoe Starks. Becky Lynch will finally get her hands on Zoe, and we'll see that match this week on Raw. So, hey, we'll see that. All right. We're going to end that right now with the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. I'm going to end it with this right here. Conspiring minds between Jericho and Don Callis. You got to imagine what they're talking about. You have to wonder what's next. All this. So for me being Kendra Dick says so long. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long. See you this Friday for SmackDown Ring Report. See you later.